Hey, I'm Savello, and no, I'm not a superhero. I got the cheap version of the software, and I'm extremely limited in my character options. Get over it. Me and my friends, we wrote this book. You Can't Make This Shit Up, the Corporate America edition. At one point during our careers, each of us has felt proud and secretly embarrassed about something we've done or said, or we've even felt embarrassment for others that had a you can't make this shit up moment. These stories only begin to tell the larger story of the pressures we're all under and the crazy behaviors that happen in the workplace. So sit back, join me in having a drink, and enjoy today's episodes. I Know Jack. Mergers, at least in the news and business plans submitted to investors, are supposed to combine the best of two successful companies into one great organization. But as any of us working in corporate America are well aware, that's a load of bullshit. Don't be fooled. Mergers are anything but successful. They're death to the middle manager. Call it what you'd like. It sucks. And it's usually conducted irresponsibly and unethically. In this story, restructuring meant eliminating a very overworked and underpaid, redundant management layer, moving down one layer, retitling that layer, and simply dumping the responsibilities of those that were reduced onto the plates of the newly titled management team. At the time, I was married and I had 4 kids to feed. I survived the merger, but I joined the ranks of those newly titled guys. My former title, area sales manager. My new title, district sales manager. My territory was the same. Travel, doubled. Responsibilities, doubled. Salary, same. No need for a salary increase. Yeah, mergers in corporate America, the road to hypertension and alcoholism. I'm not bitter. I love my job. You're right. But I digress. This story isn't about me. It's about Randy and Troy. Randy formerly worked for company number 1, and Troy formerly worked for company number 2. They were fierce competitors. Now, thanks to the successful merger of Company 1 and 2, Randy and Troy are miraculously transformed into enthusiastic members of a new, energetic, cohesive sales force, maximizing complementary talent to win in the marketplace. At least that's what the advertising said. In actuality, these two guys hated each other, and the merger didn't fix that. Randy's a typical arrogant, ignorant, slimy used car type salesman. Troy, on the other hand, is knowledgeable, intelligent, articulate, professional salesman. He's a very likable guy, absolutely hysterical. He'll have you wet in your pants within the first 20 minutes of meeting him. Randy works the angles, he kisses a lot of ass, and he always seems to get the prime customers. He leaves the deadbeats for Troy. But ironically, Troy sells more to the deadbeats than Randy does to the prime customers. You get the picture? So I decided to lay down a 90-day challenge to see who could be the first salesperson to win over a new high-profile, very unapproachable prospect, ABC Company. The principal target inside ABC Company is Jack. Jack works closely with our competition. He's difficult to interact with. He's a busy guy, and he's very well aware that he holds the purse strings. Randy and Troy reluctantly and cautiously accept my challenge. I tell them I'll be down in 90 days to call on ABC Company, but we'll review progress on our team selling challenge on our weekly sales conference calls. The whole team will enjoy hearing how well the merger of sales teams is producing positive results. I can't believe I said that when all I was thinking is how much I'm going to enjoy the 90-day cage finding match between Randy and Troy. Either way, Randy's out when the final bell rings. He needs to go. This is all about testing Troy. What can I say? I'm a bit devious. But if I'm going to travel twice as much, I might as well enjoy it. As promised, we dedicate the last 10 minutes each week on the sales conference call to hear Randy and Troy report out on their progress. Here are some of Randy's quotes. I've been working with Jack for years. Even though he doesn't do any business with our company, we're good friends. Jack loves me. Jack will be the first to tell you that if I'm not on the account, he'll go with some other company. Jack won't like Troy. Troy, you just don't know the customer. Wow, I know what you're thinking. He actually said that publicly on a call with Troy. Yes, he did. He even confirmed Troy was on the call before speaking. What an arrogant asshole. But I told you that already. While I'm enjoying the discussion, I'm supposed to be non-judgmental and listen to salespeople objectively. But Randy was way over the top. Here's some of Troy's comments. Well, I've researched the account in depth. Your organization is very complex. So I've sent each of you an organizational chart overlaid with each person's influence over purchasing our products and services. Jack is the guy, but he's all business and only wants to talk about business. He likes our competition, so he's not going to be easy to win over. I've been spending quite a bit of time researching his likes and dislikes, and I believe I have a pretty good strategy to get him on our side. I managed to have a phone conversation with Jack. He's looking forward to meeting all of us. I don't believe Randy has ever visited Jack in a business setting. I'm thinking, wow, what a pro. He takes the high road and only threw one softball at Randy in 6 weeks. That was hard to believe. I had to call Troy to get the rest of the story. Sure enough, Troy was quick to open up by informing me Randy is a liar and a total fucking prick. He isn't even a friend of Jack's. Jack told me he doesn't even remember who Randy is. What a fucking loser. Who hired this guy? I then called Randy. Hey, Randy, how are you? I don't wait for him to respond because subconsciously I don't really care. I'm coming to town in a few weeks and I want to go see a few customers, especially ABC Company. Looking forward to meeting Jack. He tells me he can't wait for me to arrive, which is such bullshit. He hates everyone from the new company. So the sarcasm between us with the fake, oh, I can't wait, it'll be good comments. If Randy works in any more bullshit buzzwords and phrases, I may lose it. I tell him that I want to meet Jack with him and Troy. The awkward silence is puzzling. Did he think I wasn't serious about the challenge? This guy is amazing. He must have figured I'd forget. I push further. Hey, I'm planning to arrive on Tuesday and leave on Friday, so surely setting up a meeting with your buddy won't be a problem. After 10 seconds of waiting, he finally chimes in with, yeah, sounds great. I hang up thinking Randy is a dead man walking. Those weeks pass by, and now it's time to travel to New Orleans. It's time to meet Jack. Something is telling me this is going to either be a comical or an absolute disaster. Who knew it was going to be both? NOLA. Gotta love the smell of urine on Bourbon Street, the gambling at Harrah's, and of course, the Cajun food. Good food, too many drinks, and laughing our asses off. I simply think, how many times a month can a guy do this and be healthy? I mean, seriously, who can fucking drink and eat like this so often? The next morning, I meet Randy and Troy for breakfast. There's a startling awkwardness about Randy that's almost weird at times. And then at other times, you can't stop talking about Jack. I wonder to myself, is he sleeping with this guy? Troy is in his typical comedic mode, telling jokes and fucking with Randy at every opportunity, who, as expected, is too self-absorbed to even notice. Troy's doing his best Don Rickles impersonation and has me laughing to the point of tears. We wrap up breakfast and head off to ABC Company. Heading there, Randy seems to be getting more nervous. I know why. Randy hasn't taken this seriously. He thought he could bullshit his way through this challenge. I'm laughing at the inside at this point. As we approach, I happen to notice actual sweat on Randy's forehead. Randy takes the lead, telling the receptionist that we're here to see Jack. She tells us that she will page Jack to the lobby to greet us, and politely tells us to wait in the visitors' lounge. Visitors' lounge? You mean 4 of the most uncomfortable chairs on the planet, surrounded by an obligatory motivational poster on the wall? Fuck it, I'll stand. It's almost weird that Randy's feet are tapping so fast. It's like watching Gene Kelly, or for the younger kids, I don't know, Michael Jackson dance across the floor. Troy leans over to Randy and he says, hey, what the fuck, dude? Chill out. You're acting like a whore in church. I now have even higher respect for Troy. He's fucking with Randy just before his imaginary good friend Jack is about to meet us. I have to look away. I'm about to laugh out loud. It's perfect. I'm about to meet a customer and I can't stop smirking. The Cajuns will probably think I'm just as drunk as everyone else in New Orleans by noon. We wait and wait and wait for Jack to make his appearance. Troy informs me it's all part of Jack's intimidation technique. Randy looks clueless and he tells Troy, you have no idea what you're talking about. I'm thinking that my little challenge may result in a fist fight right here in the visitors' lounge. But thankfully, the door opens and an older gentleman enters the lobby. Randy literally lunges towards this man, almost pushing us aside to be the first to greet Jack. Randy's falling all over himself. It's so great to see you, Jack. How are you? How are the kids? Before he can answer, Randy interrupts him with, Hey, I'm really glad you can meet my team. I think to myself, I'm really on your team? The only team connection we have is the logos on our paycheck. For some reason, Troy turns and exits the lobby. What's happening? Why did Troy leave? This is getting weird, but I play along and listen to Randy gush all over the customer. Troy had a strange look on his face. A look that screamed, oh my God, something really bad is about to happen and I'm out of here. Well, maybe he's feeling ill. I stick with the plan and hang in there. Randy continues to bombard Jack with rhetorical questions and catchphrases. The old guy realizes what's happening. And finally, with a wry smile on his face and with the softest, almost sympathetic of tone, says, I'm very sorry, but I'm not Jack. Jack's on vacation. Oh my God. Did Jack just say he's not Jack? I'm speechless for a moment. Randy's frozen. He can't breathe. He's just standing there holding the guy's hand with a bewildered look on his face. Not Jack actually started to jerk his hand from Randy's death grip. Randy finally released. Needless to say, Not Jack was feeling a bit awkward, and before disappearing into the office, I could hear him break into hysterical laughter. Jack is gonna love this one. The receptionist was trying not to laugh. I mean, really trying, but couldn't. She finally had to give in and leave her station, laughing her ass off. Randy is left to stand there alone, frozen. There's nothing he can say. He doesn't even look at me. He's bewildered and actually fearful as he begins to imagine the ramifications of what just happened. Holding back my instinctive reaction to burst into uncontrollable laughter, I muster, come on, let's go, and we head toward the door. The best part is now we have to ride in the same car back to the office. Troy was waiting for us, leaning on the car, arms crossed, shaking his head. He doesn't say anything. He just keeps shaking his head and emitting an occasional giggle. Randy seems to be having trouble breathing and driving. I'm concerned for our safety and offer to drive. Randy says nothing. He doesn't even look at me. I'm getting a little nervous. The silence is deafening. I'm concerned he may have a heart attack. His face shouldn't be that red for that long. My train of thought is cut off as Troy gets a call on his cell. I turn and look at him in the back seat and shake my head, telling him not to answer. He silently gives me the finger and answers it anyway. I never found out which coworker he was talking to, but his last comment was, yeah, we just got out of the meeting that imploded. Stop by my place tonight with a 12-pack. It's going to take a while to tell you the story, but it's a good one. A pause, and then, yeah, it involves Randy and the challenge. All that could be heard was laughter coming from the speaker on the phone. Now poor Randy knows he's about to be the joke of the day at the office. I'm sorry, did I say day? I meant decade. We arrive and the entire staff is waiting on the front steps of the office building. They're waiting to learn the results of the challenge. Randy pulls up to the curb and tells us that he forgot that it was his day to pick up the kids and can't come into the office. We exit the car and Randy speeds away like a bank robber on the run, nearly hitting a pedestrian entering the crosswalk. Troy did his best Rich Little impersonation routine of Randy for everyone and had them in tears laughing their asses off. You just can't make this shit up. P.S. Troy bonded with Jack and had a record sales year thanks to ABC's company's faith in his recommendations. And Randy, well, Randy resigned the next day. You can't make this shit up.